Hey my friends, this is Laura with McLeod Homestead and welcome back. Today we are going to make Worcestershire sauce, not one but two different ways. Let me tell you a little story how this video came to be. My friend and I, we were talking on the phone, as we do most nights, and her and I were having one of our crazy conversations that we have, and somehow we got on the subject of Worcestershire sauce, and she made the comment that it had anchovies in it, and I'm like, no way would it have anchovies in it. Guys, she's right. I went over to the fridge, I pulled out my bottle of Worcestershire sauce, and under the ingredients, it definitely has anchovies listed. Don't know if you can read it, if it's going to focus, but either way, it's got anchovies in it, along with a lot of ingredients that are common in every household. So I decided, why not try making some at home? And we'll do it one recipe with the anchovies that has more of the ingredients following what we buy in the store. And the other one does not have anchovies in it. And we will see which one, when compared to the store-bought, tastes the same or close to it, and which one we might like better. So I went to the internet, and after going through multiple recipes, the one I chose to try that does not include anchovies, all ingredients that we have within our cupboards pretty much every day. So let's get started on this recipe. And one of the reasons I think the first recipe does not ask for anchovies or fish sauce or anything like that is because if you look at your soy sauce ingredients, it says that it may contain anchovies in it. Now we know where the flavoring comes from. Now, I gotta say, with this recipe, all you do is put everything in a pot, turn it on to medium heat, bring it to a boil, let it boil for about 45 seconds until it's really fragrant, and then you take it off and you let it cool. Real simple. I'm gonna spare you from watching me put the ingredients in the pot, but it is a half cup of apple cider vinegar, 2 tablespoons of water, 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, a tablespoon of brown sugar, a teaspoon of mustard powder, a 1/4 teaspoon of onion powder, a 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder, a 1/4 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, and I did just a couple shakes of pepper. Now I'm gonna boil it, and then we're gonna let it cool. All right, that was pretty simple and easy. And here we go, it's cooling off now. It is really fragrant. Does smell similar. So we're gonna set this one aside and let it cool. And now we're gonna start the second one. The second one is a lot more involved. There's a lot more ingredients. So let's get this pot washed. So we use the same pot. And let's get this other recipe going. In this recipe, it wants you to chop 1 large onion, 3 large cloves of garlic, an inch long ginger, and 5 anchovies And we've got to be careful because we need the oil from the anchovies as well. So I'm going to put this stuff in my blender, chop it real quick, and then we'll go on to the next step. Now that I have it all chopped up in the blender, it says to take the zest from one small lemon. This is a big lemon, so I'm going to take the zest from about half of it. Here's our lemon zest. We will be needing a tablespoon of the lemon juice that I'm going to squeeze out of here. The first thing we are going to do is we are going to take a tablespoon of the anchovy oil and put it in our pot. To that, we are going to add our chopped onions, garlic, and anchovies. We are going to cook this until it kind of caramelizes, which I said takes approximately up to 8 minutes. Now that it is all cooked, we are going to take a 1/4 cup of tomato paste and add it in. I'm just going to mix it all up. And we are going to cook this for just about a minute. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to add 1 1/4 cup of malt vinegar. Now you could use apple cider vinegar, but heck, we're going big or going home, right? So I am adding the malt vinegar, and well, it's not like that vinegar is going to go to waste, because who doesn't like homemade shoestring French fries with a little malt vinegar on them? And to this we are also going to add 3/4 cups of water, a 1/2 cup of raisins, a 1/3 cup of molasses, and it's got to be molasses, not blackstrap molasses. And then we're using a 1/3 cup of, I'm going to butcher how you say it, tamarind paste, or tamarind. That was the most expensive ingredient for me to buy. We are also adding a 1/3 cup of sugar. I'm going to give it a little stir. And now we're going to start adding our spices. So we want a tablespoon of celery salt, a teaspoon of ground cloves, 3/4 teaspoon black pepper, 3/4 teaspoon of curry powder, and it's optional, but you may put in a 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. And the ingredients on the store-bought Worcestershire sauce has cayenne pepper in it. We're going to add it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the rest of the spices that I just mentioned. And I am going to bring it up to a simmer, stir it every once in a while, and I'm going to simmer it for about 15 minutes. And then I'm going to take the saucepan off of the heat. And when we do that, I will bring you back. I am not going to lie, we've got just a couple more minutes left for that to simmer. This house is smelling delicious. One, it reminds me of Christmas time when we make our Chex Mix recipe and we use a bunch of Worcestershire sauce in that. But it also smells like Worcestershire sauce cooking in here. Okay, we're gearing up for our next step, guys. Alright, it has simmered for 15 minutes. We are turning the heat off. Now we are going to put our lemon zest in it. Give it a good mixing, and we are going to let this sit for 10 minutes and let all the flavors just combine. Smells amazing. Now that it has been 10 minutes, we are going to take our sauce and we are going to put it in the blender. Ooh. Try not to splatter it all over. We are now going to want to puree it. Now that it is pureed, it says to take a container with a fine mesh, and we're going to strain it through. Because of it being so thick, they say it can take up to 10 minutes to strain the juice through. And to use our spatula to kind of push on it a little bit. So let's try this one out. We will do just a little at a time. As we can hear, it is straining. And we will just kind of push on it a little bit here and there to help strain the juice through. And I'm just going to continue to work on this until we get through it all. So I will just continue to work on straining the juice. And I'll bring you back when we're done. As you can see, we finally got it all strained. Smells amazing. Now we're going to add our tablespoon of lemon juice. And we're going to mix it in. Now if it's too thick, you can add a little bit of water. But to me, this is perfect. This reminds me of tomato paste. Almost makes me half wonder if we couldn't dehydrate it and have Worcestershire sauce powder for flavoring. Well, first we got to see how it tastes to see if this is even a recipe we'd want to try that with. So for now, I will probably just feed it to the chickens. But I wanted to show you consistency like soup. Now, because we are doing a comparison, I can't leave it in here. So, we're going to dump, let me clean that off. We are going to pour some into the glass jar here. And now, we're going to let this finish cooling. Then we're going to come back for our taste tests. Guess what, everybody? It is time. We are going to taste them. Now, I'm not going to lie. This is the brand that I'm comparing it with. I'm not going to lie. Smelling them, I can tell which batch came from which and which is the original from the store. Look-wise, that is the store's. These are the two batches, and they look pretty similar. Now, let's first take a taste of the store. Tastes pretty good. Now we're going to take a taste of the one made with apple cider vinegar and the ingredients around the house. I gotta say, when I smell it, I smell cinnamon. When I taste it, whoo! I taste the apple cider vinegar. Bad. This one, no. No. That one will go bye-bye. Let's taste this one. This is really, really good. I really like it. This one tastes most like the store-bought. Now let's taste to Worcestershire sauce has a tad more kick to it. This one's a little sweeter. So I think maybe make a little adjustments to this one to give it a little bit more kick. It's a solid. Definitely a good recipe to keep around and to make. And you know, I gotta say, it made 2 cups full. So, all right, guys, this is where I am going to wrap this up. And I'm going to thank you for coming along with me. Please like, share, and subscribe. And we will see you on the next video. Toodles.
Bye-bye.